All right. All right, folks. Good evening and welcome to the October 15th Ordinance Committee meeting. We will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
My church. And I don't believe we have any adjustments to the agenda, right? Perfect. Public to speak on a non-agenda item. Review of the meeting minutes of the October 1st meeting.
I had a chance to look at them early and I make a motion, we accept them as written here.
Second. Motion by Scott, second by Val. All those in favor? Oh, yeah, well, no discussion. All those in favor? Yeah, that is.
I want to discuss them, didn't you?
Yeah. I don't think we need to. All right. Correspondence. So we did receive an awful lot of information from Marty since the last meeting, plus there was some additional items left on our table. They will all pertain to our continuing business, so I'm not going to read through any of them separately. We will move on to continuing business. Lighting, dark skies, compliance, 3882 definitions. If I recall correctly, and I'm so sorry, my brain is just on the fritz. If I recall correctly, our intent at this meeting was just to take the current definitions in totality that's in chapter 38 and add the ones that we had discussed,
Ones that were appropriate.
Yeah.
which is this additional sheet that says definitions.
Yes.
Yeah.
That everyone has in front of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, 2 pages.
The second page has.
No, they were just out of order
Yeah.
on my stuff, because I was flipping through them.
I did have a couple of questions.
That is fantastic, so let's roll.
I didn't find any redundancy in what we have versus what's in 30, the definition section of 38. But when I went back and looked at the sign ordinance, which we just adopted, we
Yep.
just got voted in, we did have some definitions in
Yep.
that, and internally illuminated is already defined there. So that's one.
Perfect.
I think we probably should not, they're really close, but
Yeah.
rather than create a duplicate, I would strike internally
Break it.
from here because we've already
Fantastic.
got it voted on, accepted and approved, and we don't want to open that can of worms.
I agree with that. Is that a unanimous agreement? Do we want an
Yes.
actual vote for that, Marty? Do you feel
I
that?
don't think so.
Yeah.
It hasn't been added.
Right,
seriously.
perfect. Just wanted to double check.
And I know you had mentioned tower, but I could not find my copy of the alternative energy ordinance, which I think is where that was defined. So I don't know if it was defined. I went through all my notes. I can't find it. Where is it? And I didn't know if that one was defined in there.
It's not defined, but it is mentioned in that portion, so I would be careful about trying to put a
Definition.
definition of a
Right.
height restriction.
Right. That's why I was concerned. I couldn't find that particular ordinance.
And most of the flagpoles we talk of as 20 feet,
Well,
or
but-
less, which would all be a tower.
Right, but yeah, so I just, those were the two that to me that stood out. One was tower and one was that internally illuminated.
Yeah,
So are you
Just
having the same feeling about just
take out
striking
tower.
Yeah, I mean,
so that we don't create a conflict?
right,
with other
Yep.
Right.
things.
I'm good with that too.
everything
Okay.
else didn't appear to be mentioned anywhere.
Okay,
So unless there's another spot that I'm not aware of that,
No, I think that's good.
and I will say, even though I might like this internally illuminated definition better, I'm not gonna go changing it.
Yeah, I
That's we already.
Actually, I had a problem with it
Well,
because
that's okay.
it's good that it's.
That's fine. I just looked at it and said,
I have a problem. I
not going there. Not going there. Well, I mean,
well, here's the thing, since we're working on internally illuminated next,
yeah.
if you really like.
No, I didn't have a preference. It really didn't matter to me. I just thought that, one, 1F does the other. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna go for it.
And then we'd have to
We
not
just get the signs
we have
things
to
already approved.
the other
and I don't wanna go
Yeah.
back and do
No,
that.
that's perfect.
What about, it says fully, excuse me, fully shielded fixture as described in section XXA,
Right.
Yeah, so for the purpose of that, the section that it is described in will be included there, right? Which.
Or maybe you just take it out because you don't need to say where it's described. You just, a fully shielded structure is this. This is the
Is
description.
there a reason behind putting that language in?
Yeah,
He was gonna give it to us.
yeah. No, I think I just copied it from somewhere.
Nope,
else.
perfect, okay,
I just,
But yeah, strike that out.
okay,
just put period after
Period.
plane, right?
perfect, okay. In terms of student.
Jeff, I'm gonna go grab the ordinance, the clean copy that we sent to legal, because we probably need to make sure that all of the definitions that are being added are actually words that are used in.
In the ordinance, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that was,
I don't remember seeing accents or.
I don't either, I was just reading that one.
Well,
So I'm gonna go grab that for everybody.
Perfect, thank you, I was just reading that going, did we mention that in the ordinance?
no, but the question is.
Because we had a question about Christmas lights versus those lights. And so this is part of having that. So I think we have to go back and look at the sentence that was talking about
They
that.
locked you out.
We're in the existing definitions. Is internally illuminated sign.
It's not an
In the
existing,
sign
it's
ordinance.
in the sign.
Yep, it's not in.
This is.
3810.2.16.
This, yep, you got it, hon. This is general 38 definitions, and then we put definitions in the sign one. There's
Right.
also separate definitions in the, oh my goodness.
Alternate energy.
Thank you, that's
ordinance.
what you do.
That's the other one I couldn't find, but yeah, if you look at 38.10.2.16, it says internal illuminated sign is defined there, which we just sent to the voters and they approved.
Approved it, so we don't want to have
And
to.
so I didn't really want to have to bring that back,
No.
but it says that a sign that is entirely lighted entirely from an external, I'm sorry, it is a sign whose lighting is integral to the design and shines through a plastic or other translucent covering. That's like, okay, that defines what we're talking about. So
Right.
why complicate it with a,
Right. So yeah, I think after we have these definitions, then we have to go back and fix it because that was part of under 38.8.2.3 light shielding, we had a definition, be fully shielded, and it had the definition. So we need to just, take that whole thing out.
did we?
I don't think so. That's
So
what-
you're saying we defined it somewhere in the language of the
We-
ordinance itself?
Well, it is, and that's what we had a problem with. And then we said, well, let's get definitions. And then now I think we have to go back and now take out that one particular, but there was another thing where we said there was a problem with festoon or string lights. We needed to add something, but we needed a definition about where they can be.
I think we,
Like string lights are okay, but festoon ones aren't. Which we've now,
Yeah, mini string lights, I think.
Right.
What it was.
mini string lights, yeah, so we gotta make sure we're using the right words. We got mini string lights versus string lights or festoon lights or party lights. So
Yeah.
we gotta put that in right.
But the fully shielded, I think we wound up changing that because we took out the 15 degrees.
yes.
Right, we did take out that, but we continued to define it.
Yeah.
And I think we just have to put a period after,
Well, yeah, you're saying we got fully shielded here and we've
it'd
got,
just be light shielding, all lighting otherwise exempted from this section shall be fully shielded. And there was a whole definition after that, but I think we need to put a period and take that out if we're gonna add the definition.
Yeah, we're not gonna define it in
No.
the text of the ordinance if we're defining it in the
Right.
definition.
which we
Right.
did.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. So if we're we want to do this, I mean, I'll
Does that,
motion to accept these definitions.
No, not yet.
Not yet?
I'm so sorry.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm waiting on something
my
from,
question is, if we do something like that, though, do we have to then go back and does that then have to go to voters all over again? Because it just was, they just voted on that. I mean, that's
On
my,
what?
only- they just voted on, oh, no, it's going to legal.
No.
They voted on signs,
They
not
voted
lighting.
on lighting.
Not lighting. Okay, so we're good with lighting. We got to send it to legal.
Right,
Okay,
well, lighting's been sent to legal, boys and girls. We've done that already.
yes, we voted to do that last
Yeah,
time.
so
but is it a problem to fix the definitions?
Yeah.
Okay,
it's not a problem to fix the definitions, but you're talking about changing language throughout now, throughout the section that we've already sent to legal. Is that
true,
what I'm hearing?
just
Okay.
because we put it in definitions.
Right. So, yeah, we're going to be changing.
That becomes
Can we
the,
yank
the
it back? Maybe
language.
they didn't do any work yet. You know, lawyers, they just put it in the inbox.
I have no idea if she's working. I don't work in her office, so we're good. It's printing out there, sorry.
No, you're good, hon. You're good.
So these lighting definitions are going in the chapter definitions overall, or are gonna be, they're not gonna be in the section of lighting.
Right.
Okay.
That was my understanding.
Yeah.
Was we, after having a conversation, this board collectively thought that it made more sense to put these in
right.
the definition section of the ordinance
If there's a
overall.
definition section, we should put them there instead of trying to do it every time you
Every time we
add a
read.
section to 38, then you're
Yeah, okay.
constantly, where do you look for definitions? I gotta go to that section. It's just like, no, we don't want to do that.
I'm so sorry, Val, bear with me just a minute. She's
It's all right.
printing something for us and I just want to. My concern is I don't want to adopt the definitions in their entirety. Because like Marty mentioned, I think we do need to check the document.
Right,
Because accent or architectural lighting flag was a flashing light to me. Ha ha ha, very funny. It was, I'm like, wait a minute, I don't remember using that language at all in the ordinance. I don't remember seeing that anywhere. So we're defining something that we don't even talk about.
okay.
Do you
I
see what
got
you
you.
saying?
I
So
understand.
that makes me a little nervous.
Why put a definition in there that you're not using?
Right, so I just want to double check all of them, make sure we do talk about them
Yeah,
in the context of the document.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I don't remember that particular wording. No,
I
that doesn't
don't.
mean anything because my brain's
It
full.
is in there, actually. It's in a lot of other things that I saw, but.
Yeah,
Because I just basically copied everything that looks like it might apply, but we might have
Right.
to take that one.
Right.
out. Yeah, I understand that.
This is
Oh,
the
this
clean
is-
copy, this does not have all the changes.
Thank
It's
you.
just so-
Appreciate that.
perfect, thank you, Marty.
It'll be.
Thank you.
This is what's currently sitting with
This is what is sitting at legal.
Legal.
with legal. Okay.
Was hoping to pull it up, I got a new laptop and apparently all of my files were not accessible, so I was hoping to pull it up so we could search.
Search the words, yeah.
Yeah, so I could.
I was just thinking that when I was looking at it, going, I wish I could look this electronically.
Well, actually, as I look at what we have here, 3.1, you could make the case that it's really not a definition. It's just saying when you mount the light, because I could mount a fully shielded light in such a way so as to allow that light above, so I think this is more positioning a fully shielded light, not defining a fully shielded light. I know maybe that's parsing things a little bit, but I just,
And that's also is not in any, it's totally consistent with the definition further, so I don't really.
right.
Yeah, no, I think
I'm just
it's good.
looking, I'm looking at that and I don't see it as a, it's just saying when you put it in, a fully shielded light, you can't have anything coming above. And even though that is the definition of fully shielded, someone could say, I got a fully shielded light, but how they install it.
Okay, so this is what we wrote. Okay, I got this.
Okay. So that accent or architectural lighting is still, I have it starred because I don't believe that we're gonna need that one. I think we're attempting to define something that we don't even talk about.
Well, and and the thing we don't define is festoon or string lights. I'm just saying, because we use that,
Use it.
No.
we use that definition, but we don't define it is what I'm saying. That's not defined in the.
But it is in the new definition.
No, I'm sorry, what we're.
String lights, oh, there it is. Okay, I just
String
was
lights.
looking to see.
And so string mini lights and string lights, festoon lights, or
Okay.
floating lights. She's got
Okay.
them down as two separate definitions.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So they are in the recommended
Yeah,
definition.
fine.
The mini string lights isn't in the thing.
Isn't in the context of the ordinance.
No.
It
It just says not including holiday lighting. Where do you see it?
Yeah, under specific standards, 0.3.1, 2. String mini lights used in windows.
Right, there it is.
Yep, I thought I
Where,
saw
where?
Right,
3.1
Yeah, 0.3.
point, okay, string, but it's written wrong. It should say mini string lights, not string mini lights.
No, the definition says string mini
It
lights.
does?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you look at that
Mhm.
page, it says string mini lights.
Too many pieces of paper.
So long as we're consistent with how it's referenced.
String mini lights, string lights. Okay, got it. Okay, that's fine.
So we do need those.
String lights and festoons.
String lights,
Okay, so it
string
is in
mini
there.
lights, String lights and festoon. we
Okay.
need.
Yeah, I
We
agree.
like the fully shielded definition.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Floodlight, I know the language is in the ordinance somewhere, I've seen it. Well, wait a minute, now that I've said that word though, I don't know that it specifically. Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's on. Outdoor. Hmm.
Thought it was,
I
but
thought so too, somewhere in, hello, public lighting, yeah. House. Machine, first recreational.
searchlights, laser source lights, or any similar high intensity light, but that's not a floodlight.
Right. So I'm just gonna star that because that's another one we don't appear to actually expressly mention.
Right.
Direct illumination resulting from light emitted directly from a lamp, luminary or reflective. This does not include light reflected from other surfaces such as ground. or
Yeah.
earth surfaces.
Don't think we reference that.
Direct illumination.
Well, I think then I think we should do some of these things. So if they're not in the
Okay.
thing, we should probably,
We say spotlight. And spotlight refers up to floodlight, so,
What do we say spotlight?
where did I see it?
okay, I guess unless you want to say, I'm just thinking, all outdoor lighting shall be fully shielded. So that includes floodlights and all those spotlights and all that kind of stuff. So
Oh, it's under flag,
under flagpoles.
spotlight luminaries. And then so spotlight
Spot type.
refers to definition of floodlight. Or we could just change spotlight to.
Spot type luminaires.
Or just change
I'm
things.
thinking spotlight / floodlight, and, I mean, I don't, we don't directly refer to it. but-
Well, you wouldn't be the point of the spotlight was directing up, right? And you don't want, that point, you want a narrow focus of something going up. You don't want a floodlight going up.
Right, yeah,
Yeah, floodlight's like a backyard. I have one in my, a motion sensor. You
Right,
come through when the floodlight comes on, so you can see what's going on, or those are pretty common. But I don't think we reference floodlight in here. We talk about spotlight.
so we could take out a spotlight, see definition of floodlight. If you don't want that.
We don't. Okay, there it is right there. All right.
I'm not sure I understood the direction for spotlight and floodlight from the board. Oh,
I don't know about those. We don't reference floodlight. We talk about spotlight.
Right,
Because we
On
do
the
talk about spotlight with the flag, but we don't talk about a floodlight, which is normally, like I said, it's a yard light or something like that, one of those on a motion sensor, and someone drives in your yard and the light comes on, that's a floodlight. It lights up an area for a short period of time.
mhm.
But I don't see that terminology in our language anywhere. We do talk about spotlight.
But we call it a spot type luminine.
Yeah.
why don't we just call it spotlight in the thing, we'll leave the
Well, you could
definition
put
alone.
spot type, parentheses, spotlight, lumineers.
But why do you need lumineers? It sounds all fancy, just say spotlight.
Is the luminaire. It's
Spot
kind of
type
interrelation.
luminaires.
Yeah,
It isn't. Luminaires.
Luminaries.
maximum of 2 spotlight. Using shields or diffusers to reduce the glare. And then we define spotlight, which would be very narrow. You're right, they should be consistent.
Mhm.
5 days later, I finally have it. And if I can search for
Fantastic.
this liquids.
Mhm.
Let me know when you're ready and I will.
Well, I think we've ruled out or all determined that the first one, the accent and our architecture lighting is not something we address.
Right.
Right,
And unless we feel like it's worth putting something in the ordinance language that's already with the attorney. Just with
Oh,
the
I see what
change,
you mean.
to include it, I think we're safe to exclude it.
Right, not to put it in, is what
Yep.
you're saying,
not to put in,
not to put it in.
Yep.
okay,
So if everybody's comfortable with that,
so we're talking about the first one, the
just the
accent.
first one, yeah.
Yeah,
Direct elimination is also not a phrase used.
I didn't think it was.
Yep, I have that one starred too. I also,
Okay.
okay,
And we don't need,
illumination resulting from light emitted directly from a lamp. Okay. What's our feel on that?
I think we take it out. 'Cause it's-
Floodlight is not used.
And floodlight's not used, so we take out that.
The phrase fully shielded fixture is not used. The word fixture is shielded. Is.
No, it does. It says in our, I don't know. The light shielding, the 0.3 light shielding, it says all outdoor lighting shall be include fully shielded fixtures.
Right,
And so this is fully shielded fixture.
It just has an S.
yeah,
So if you,
That one should
okay,
say.
so that one we're gonna keep.
yeah,
Internally illuminated, we already decided we were striking because it's already been included in
Right.
something else. Light pollution.
is used in the opening sentence,
Yep,
the opening paragraph.
Yep.
Okay, good.
yep,
Light source is used.
perfect. Light trespass,
Light trespass is used.
perfect.
It's funny though, I mean,
Okay,
that's a pretty broad definition. Light falling where it is not wanted or needed. Okay, I mean, that's a pretty broad definition, I understand that.
Certainly subjective, Scott.
Yeah, that's my concern is it's a very subjective definition and, well, I don't want it there, so therefore it's light trespass, so therefore it's in violation, but it may not, and that's what I'm saying, are we creating a situation where someone could come along later and using the definitions then cause an issue? You know,
Well, if your light is trespassing onto your neighbor's property, that's part of what you think about when you put up something, especially if things are fully shielded.
Outdoor light fixture is not used.
Right, I don't think it needs to be defined, that's just what we're talking about.
Recreational lighting is.
yeah.
Yes. And security lights, I don't think are.
Security lighting, I thought was,
So the phrase under general standards says utility and security.
yeah, that's what I thought.
There's also the phrase only the minimal necessary lighting for site security.
So I think that should stay, even though we don't say security lights, because we're referencing
Okay.
security, I think that needs to stay to define it.
Okay, so we're taking out, we took out the floodlight,
Yep, so
So
we're
we
gonna
gotta
move
fix see definition
the
of floodlight,
definition of floodlight. Cause spotlight is in fact in there.
right? And should we change it to spotlight luminary, spot type luminary rather than spotlight, spot type luminary? So then
Cause we
it's
don't actually,
consistent.
do we actually use the word spotlight?
No,
No.
Yeah, I didn't
The
think
phrase
so.
is Spot type. luminary.
Yeah, how about we do that?
so do that, so
Just
then
change that to.
Spot type
luminary,
luminary.
Or could we,
that way we don't change
so
the
we put
volume.
spot type luminaries in parentheses, put spotlight? I mean, it's just one of those things, because that's really what it,
Maybe you could put also known as.
also known as, I'm just saying something like that. Because most people are gonna see a spot type luminary and say, what is that?
Spotlight.
You know, but if you see it's a spot, oh, okay, you know, it's just not,
Okay.
it's not the
Everybody
standard
comfortable with
language.
spot type luminaries, also known as spotlights. Okay,
I'm good with that.
perfect.
Tower,
We've
no,
removed tower.
unshielded, I don't think we have to define that if we,
Unshielded is not.
I
No.
don't think it's okay.
nope,
Nope.
Huh.
So we're doing a rocket launch.
nope,
Go right.
string mini lights, yes,
Are used, yeah.
string festoon party lights, yes. And we don't talk about, do we talk about the color?
Yes, yes, number
Yes.
6.
Yeah.
Number 6, okay, good, okay, good.
We
So that
did,
means-
I think we kind of threw the definition in it, didn't
we
we?
did.
In the
did.
correlated color temperature.
Yeah,
So maybe it must be chosen to minimize the amount of shortwave light emitted into the nighttime environment.
using a color.
Using a correlated color temperature.
So it's,
Not to exceed, color temperatures, okay, wait a minute.
So it is not defined, but
The measured color
Right.
variance of light emitted by a light source described using.
Not to exceed, we do say not to exceed 3,000, so
Okay,
that's fine, that's clear, we don't really need to see this unless this is helpful in the definitions for people, but I don't know,
The chat.
the picture. No, so I think we can take that out.
No, no.
Definition does.
I think the definition needs to be there because
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
fine,
Oh, yeah. the different-
Because we're saying.
we're saying
you have to
CCT,
use the CCT Not to exceed 3,000.
okay, so we need to
Say
define
what
CT is, gotcha,
Yeah,
Okay.
so we do need that definition.
okay.
yep, yep.
Okay,
That's it.
and,
So-
That-
okay, hold on, just
Yeah,
1
yeah,
minute, Linda,
yeah,
so sorry.
okay.
Yeah,
That's okay.
okay. So as of right now, the definitions, if we were to move to adopt the definitions for section 38.13 definitions of chapter 38.
Yep,
Yeah,
It would be for the fully shielded fixture, light pollution, light source, light trespass, lumen, recreational lighting, security lights, spot type luminaries, also known as spotlight.
Yep.
string mini lights, string lights, festoon lights, or party lights, and correlated color temperature.
Yes.
Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay.
That sounds right.
Do you have some feedback?
Yeah, we have a definition of luminaire. Do you want to add that? Because
What is it?
okay, it says the complete lighting unit, in parentheses, fixture, consisting of a lamp or lamps and ballasts, when applicable, together with the parts designed to distribute the light, reflector, lens, diffuser, in parentheses, to position and protect the lamps and to connect the lamps to the power supply. So a light fixture is a luminaire.
Yes and no.
I don't think we need to put it in.
A fixture could be part of a luminaire. A luminaire includes more than the fixture. Because you can buy a fixture, which is just that which holds the bulb. And then you have pieces that go on it, lenses and all that, and that's what makes up the luminaire. So the luminaire is a bigger term than fixture. Fixture is part of the luminaire. That's just what I'm saying. I mean, from an engineering standpoint, that's how they would define it. We would use them interchangeably. That the layperson would say, that's a fixture.
Yeah, right.
But if you went to a store and you want a fixture, they might just give you
Yeah.
the fixture, the thing that holds the bulb, and then you have, oh, but I need, oh, you want, and so then you have to go and get all that. So it wouldn't hurt to have it there, is what I'm saying. I don't think it would hurt. It's a more comprehensive definition. I mean, I think the average person just, if you say fixture, they know what you're talking
We
about.
haven't even said fixture. We're just talking about, the only place we use the word luminaire is in spot type luminary.
Mhm.
I don't think,
Also known as spotlight.
right, and
Yeah, I don't
think we want to throw that in there.
Fine, I'm
Just to-
I'm
yeah.
fine. I just,
Yeah,
I don't have any problem either way. They are different is what I'm saying. It's there.
For a spotlight, you have spotlight and different. Okay.
right.
Anything else for feedback from you, Linda, on what we have decided? Were you able to follow through what we are
Yeah,
deciding?
you got rid of nadir, right?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, the rocket launch here is the apex. And
So at this point, I would entertain a motion.
Motion to approve what you just said.
so
Motion by Val to approve the definitions as reviewed and amended.
second.
Second by Scott.
So just so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9. So it was 11 definitions that we're adding.
You got it, sir.
That's cool.
We good with that?
Any further discussion? All those in favor? That is unanimous.
Give legal another piece to look at. Yay. Keep them busy.
Okay. So if I am on the right path,
No,
So this went to legal, this thing.
does that put this to bed?
I hope so.
I think so.
Right, Marty, I believe that puts the lighting, dark skies compliance portion of our work to bed. Okay,
Then we'll get to start the fun one.
Yeah.
We wanted to work on all along.
yeah.
Well, I joined like 2 years ago, 2 years ago.
Okay, so this is all lighting. Oh, did anyone bring a copy of the sign ordinance?
I have
Then-
this, I don't know if it's the latest thing, but I think so. I don't know, doesn't have a date. I have, it says clean version 9/17/25, that's what it says at the bottom. Well, that's the last time we
Yeah,
talked about it,
yeah, that was in one of the packets.
Yeah.
so that's what I got.
You need to see it.
Because we have half an eye, please, I'm so sorry.
I would need to come. Sorry.
Please and thank you.
But that's signs, that's not, it's not, we're supposed to be adding this thing, right?
This is the one that was added as approved of.
Right,
Right.
this got approved.
That's
Right.
approved.
It had the red page on the back that has the language you guys have already.
Okay, so this,
Let me just.
okay.
And what we're doing is we're now
Working on the red part.
taking and making illuminated signs.
So
And that'll get sent separate, the voters, because we didn't want to mess up
Right.
all that other work we
this
had
is what
done.
we're talking about. This got approved and this is what we're talking.
Yes, that one page.
Okay.
As we wait for Marty, is there, does anybody have a sense? Last, going back to not this past summer, was it before that? When we had
Mhm.
that gentleman fire, whatever that company came in and.
Yes, with Watchfire.
Watchfire, that's what, yeah. The general impression I got from the business people who were here is they were generally leaning towards some form of internally illuminated sign, but with some, like a message board. I mean, that's kind of the impression I got. I could have been wrong on that, but that most of them were okay with, low level illumination and that
Yeah,
type of
keeping
thing.
the level,
Keeping the
making
level
sure it's
down,
not too
but
bright, things
Not
like
having
that.
all
They want-
the, whatever,
They want it,
the dancing and the
yeah,
bears
no
going across the
movement,
screen and
no
all that
stuff,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think it was a general consensus that it be only a message board with no graphics. That's one of the things that's in here, I think, but I don't think that was a bad thing, but it shouldn't move.
Yeah.
And
I'm
I
just
think
trying, I'm just trying to think back. Thank you, Marty. Just trying to think back of what we had done, and that's all my.
we had put, there was a light background with dark letters, which is what most regular things are, or a dark background with light letters, which is a lot lower level of illumination. Because there's a lot less
Right, I think we were talking about a dark background.
dark background. So that, I think that was a general thing. So just saying dark and light, not necessarily black and white, but dark and light.
So this particular draft language, Marty, if you could
All right,
Wow.
so the.
jog my memory where it came from.
Black was what was approved at town meeting.
Mhm. Perfect.
The red language was what we put a pin in, since it did not apply to the original.
Right,
Yep.
But we didn't
And
really
where-
approve any of it.
Sorry, nope, we didn't.
Okay.
Where did we get this language from?
Uh,
That was what I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember where we extracted this language
we
from.
had,
wasn't this from,
we had about 5 different
Mhm.
ordinances.
from the New Hampshire Laconia?
That was it.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you.
had about 5 different communities that we were
Yep, we had a.
extracting from.
And I will bring that binder next time. I'm sorry. I just.
Mine was sitting right on the
Yep.
couch. I know where it is, right there.
Okay.
But at this point, I think really our concern is not so much what others have done, it's making it fit us.
Well, and that was my point though, is I want to make sure that this fits.
Mhm.
And what I'm hearing for feedback from folks is that we need to make sure that if these signs are going to be part of Rangeley's future, they, one, comply with dark sky.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
And two, since we just did all the work on dark sky, we want to make sure we keep that in mind.
Yep.
And two, that there be ways to enforce them, that there be ways
Right.
to make
Right.
sure that we're not getting.
and because this is a brand new, we don't have to worry about any grandfather things
No.
because we're just starting out here, so
Right.
we've got a clean slate, which is nice.
Right.
So this language does come directly from Laconia.
Perfect.
Okay.
Fantastic. And I thought that's what we had decided after reviewing all of the language that we had, that
Right.
we were comfortable with the majority of what was or what was in that, and then we were going to
Right.
tackle it for us.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay.
There is a section, it's when you get to your Laconia stuff, it's 235-60. It looks like we skipped A and B of that portion and started with C. And that would become what is our point 1.
Skip A and B. Okay,
I don't know.
okay.
I'm not gonna try to find it. I'm just gonna work with what you got here.
Internally illuminated signs.
Okay.
illuminance of a sign face shall not exceed the following standards.
Internal illumination of signs from within, but now no traffic displays to 10,000 nits during daylight hours and 500 nits between dusk and dawn. I think the 500 nits dusk and dawn is for sure. The 10,000 nits in the daytime, it's probably, I don't know, but I'm assuming that's for bright sunlight.
Mhm.
But the thing is, if you got gray days, it should automatically dim.
Well, but I mean, it's not as an issue during the daylight because it's not a dark skies issue. So if you have,
No,
you know,
but
Uh,
people don't want glare.
yeah, but depending on how you set these up, you're not going to be getting glare is the thing. That's the glare would come from sun reflecting off it and shining back, not so much from the light shining out, because there's nothing reflecting it back at you.
No, it's just, but just when I say glare, I mean, it's very bright. Like when they showed it for us, we asked them to turn it down because it was too bright, because it was a rainy day when we were there. It was daylight, but it was a rainy day.
Yeah, it was closer to dusk. I mean, it wasn't.
Okay. I don't have a problem when it says no graphic displays, because part of what, I mean, if you're gonna make them into, say, they can only be like message boards, then sort of none of them are necessarily pretty.
Right.
And if you have a graphic display, like, which means you couldn't have like a fleur-de-lis, you couldn't have anything around it to make it look
That's
pretty.
correct. It's
And-
just word, text only.
I don't see any reason not to be able to have a graphic display as long as they're not moving and they're not, I just think that's limiting beyond necessary.
Okay. That's the first portion of that standard. The second one is, of course, all electronic changing signs shall be equipped with automatic dimming controls.
Yes.
So the brightness level will be highest during the day and lowest at night. Manufacturer specifications shall be submitted at the time of the sign permit specifying maximum sign brightness.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know, all that's saying is that the sign they put in has to be able to regulate itself.
Right.
And if you can't, then I'm sorry, we're not accepting that.
Right, it's gotta say that it can be regulated and what the maximum is. And then what I was saying about being too bright, that 2A covers that so it doesn't get glary. Automatic dimming controls.
All right, so I'm just gonna go through it, each section, so that we go through it entirely.
Yeah.
Electronic, so the next is the electronic message center, the
Yep.
EMC. An electronic message center is defined as a sign that is capable of displaying words, symbols, figures, or images that can be electronically changed by remote or automatic means.
Mhm.
Yes.
Symbols, figures, or images.
Well, that's just a definition. That's saying that an EMC is a sign that can contain those, doesn't have to contain those.
But it can
No,
contain.
no,
them.
I'm
Mhm.
reading through through it in its entirety, so that we can all absorb what exactly it says, and just reiterating a couple of things that I'm noting for the purpose of discussion when we get to that section or those pieces. It goes on to further say all permitted EMCs shall be equipped with a sensor or other device that automatically determines the ambient illumination and programmed to automatically dim according to ambient light conditions at all times of the day or night.
Mhm.
Electronic changing signs may be freestanding or building mounted, one or two-sided, may be a component of a larger sign or billboard, and shall conform to the following minimum requirements along with all other requirements for signage within this chapter. That's an awful long paragraph.
That is, there's a lot there.
Yep, that's a long paragraph with a whole lot of information in it, and now
I would break it after.
shall be equipped with a sensor or other device that automatically determines the ambient illumination. All time, day or
Day
night.
and
I
night
love
period,
that.
and then I would put another, like a new, starting with electronic changing signs, that could be another whole piece, because that's really now changing what it's.
Maybe freestanding or building mounted. One or two-sided. My other concern there is
This is, I mean, we don't really, I mean, this,
maybe a component of a larger sign or billboard.
So in other words, I think what they're
And shall
saying is it could be a
conform to the
line on the
following
bottom.
Requirements along with, I just don't want to
I
create a
just-
conflict with.
right, I
Yeah,
feel
no,
like this should come, this should like go away because the definition of a sign, which is what that's sort of redefining what a sign is for electronic, is already in sign. Signs can be one or two-sided, they can, in the sign ordinance. This is just the electronic part of it. So it shouldn't be here, because that, everything that's in the sign would still follow.
I don't think it should be struck entirely. That's what I'm trying to get at, though, is I don't want to create conflicting language with signs that we've already worked on.
Right.
But I
Maybe,
also don't want to lose portions of this that make. Yeah,
maybe
I think
take
that's
it
where I
out to
started
where it
thinking.
says, and shall conform to the minimum requirements along with all other requirements for signage in this chapter.
Painting signs may be freestanding or building mounted. One or two-sided. May be a component of this. The following. Yeah, I'm sorry, I have to digest that one a little more. Then we have electronic message center portion of the sign shall not make up more than 75% of the actual sign surface.
I don't think I think we should strike that whole thing out, because if you've got a sign, an electronic sign, that's you're limited to your 32 square feet. It's however you do it. Maybe you've got a regular sign and now this is going to be another part of it, but you're limited in your 32 square feet. So I don't think this adds anything.
The only piece it adds is that they're saying that if you have, we'll use the 32 square feet. According to this, I'm going to take out the 32 square feet. It can't be any more than 75% of 32 square feet. So
Which I
I'm
think.
saying it can be 24 square feet is what you can have for,
Yeah,
your message center can be 24 square feet, and then you could have other stuff.
yeah. And I just think you should be able to have the 32 square feet in any way that you want. If your 32 square feet should apply, irrelevant, not the 75%. I think that's excessively limiting.
I don't know that I agree with that.
Because that's really saying that electronic signs have to be smaller. I'd rather say electronic
Yep, and I
signs.
agree with that.
I don't. I will feel like electronic signs should be, they should look like painted signs. They just should be easier to change. That's the whole point, is they should be easier to change. Shouldn't have to stand on ladders to change them.
All right, next is the animation on static EMCs shall be limited to the actual changing
Yeah.
of the message.
They have to have a
No.
definition there.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Need a definition there.
Of what?
Static EMC.
Oh, just take out static, just say EMC. Animation on EMC shall be limited to. I don't want static has to add to anything.
An electronic message center is defined. There's a sign, because EMC's defined up there.
Right.
Would you feel better with?
Well, I'm just saying, I mean, EMC's there and
Yeah.
we're talking about static versus dynamic and we're not going to allow dynamic. So
Well, no, we're not a static versus, there's nothing static versus dynamic said anywhere.
right, that's what I'm saying, but I'm saying we're not going to allow dynamic. So, that's why I'm saying that word is,
No, it's animation on EMC shall be limited to the extra, you don't need the word stat. Yeah.
We understand your position. There needs to be a motion, a second, and a move if we want to strike language. But I'm going through it at this point, just so that we all have a clear feel for how it's currently written.
yeah.
I don't believe we should be making any motions at tonight's meeting. I
Okay.
hate to be saying that, but I know
We
that
gotta
there
get
is a
through
position of someone else who really was interested and wanted to be here when we got to this part of the conversation. So I'd rather us not do that without a full board.
Fine.
So I'm making notes for everything that everybody's saying. I've got notes on everything. The word static seems to be something that we can certainly look at and remove. Did I ever finish that section? Animation on static EMCs shall be limited to the actual changing of the message. No flashing, blinking, or pulsating of lights shall be allowed. Electronic message centers must be equipped to freeze in one position or discontinue the display in the event that a malfunction occurs. Okay. Minimum display time. All illumination elements on the face of static electronic changing signs shall remain at a fixed level of illumination for a period of not less than 5 minutes. No more than one EMC will be allowed per lot. And then software for operating the EMC must be able to show current and factory brightness levels upon request. So I thought somewhere we said that had to be done at permit time.
No, he needs to submit what the maximum sign brightness was. But this is when you could walk up and say, okay, what is it now? And it's the machine should be able to say what it is. So that's two different things. One is so you can enforce it.
Must be able to show current and factory brightness levels upon request. The owner installer of electronic message displays shall certify as part of the application.
Right,
If I had just finished the sentence,
sorry.
that signs will not exceed the brightness level specified in this section.
Right, but that's earlier.
If I had just said it. Okay. All right, so the feedback so far I have, in my opinion, that 0.2, point A really needs to be peeled apart.
Yep.
Yes.
I want to make sure that the language, a lot of this language is not creating conflict like the 32 square feet. I want to double check that sign language and all of the
Yep.
front and back side and how many square feet.
Double sided and all that.
Right,
Yeah.
I want to double check all of that, so I have that note. I have that the word static really doesn't appear to be necessary in point C. Val, I'm so sorry, there was another note early on though. I underlined a bunch of stuff, but did you say something in one of the earlier sections?
That's about the 75%.
It was about
Okay,
that.
yeah, so it was that same
Yeah,
piece,
that same
yeah.
piece.
Okay,
And then I just have a couple other comments that I
yeah.
had made is that there should be a G and an H. One is pixel size should be limited to, because that's part of what makes things ugly is the great big pixel with big red dot is making it very fine. So 8 millimeter or smaller,
Where do you come up with 8 millimeter?
because the smallest you can get currently is 6. Although they're working on 3.
Yeah, but
And the thing
sometimes,
is that when it gets that small, it looks like a television screen.
yeah, but smaller pixels aren't always as visible either, so.
No, they're very visible. It's just very fine, so it doesn't look dotty.
So it's just your suggestion though, that there be a 0.G pixel
Right,
and
pixel
then
size.
pixel size limited to 8 millimeter or smaller. So that's a recommendation.
Yes.
What I would ask is, can we get information on typical pixel size
Yes.
across? Thank you. That would be great to have, so we can make that determination and kind of pull together.
Mhm, yeah,
You said additional. You said
And
no.
then dark sky, dark background, light letters. Is, that in general, the message center should display a dark background with light
And where did you want that?
as an
H.
H.
As an H?
yeah,
Okay. And what was that? Dark?
Dark, the electronic message center should have a dark background with
EMC,
light
dark
information, light
background.
letters, light, whatever the word you want to.
Light.
message.
Message, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, we do need to. I think we need to think too about, there's gonna be some discussion on D and E. One EMC per lot. We talked a little bit about that last time,
did.
because if you have multiple businesses on a lot, they then
Right.
have to, rock, paper, scissors to see who gets,
Right.
those types of things we need to figure out.
Line 38, 10-6, number 10
Right,
is business and commercial signs.
Okay,
So it does state how they get an aggregate of 30.
Each, right.
Additional business gets an additional 12.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
End up with a
I'm saying, so this, that's one of those pieces we have to think about how they fit together.
I can see that.
And then the other one is gonna be, display time. Depending on, if it's just a static message board, 5 minutes isn't a big deal. But if you are, someone who wants to put, it's a static message board, but I wanna rotate many messages through. 5 minutes may not be maybe too long a time.
Too long.
So honestly, we have to kind of think through what fits the community, what helps the business. I think those are just a couple of pieces we need to think
And the
about.
one sign per thing, unless you want to call it a two-sided sign, because the theater has a marquee and you could call it two sides because you can't see both at the same time of one sign, but they're not actually attached. So,
Right, but as long as they have the same information, that's like a two-sided sign. It has to have the same information on both sides.
that's if it's got 32 square feet, but if it's not, if you're within, the two signs are within your 32 square feet. That's why I'm saying the 32 square feet in aggregate total,
Mhm.
if you have multiple businesses, you could say a maximum, and then the businesses they could take turns rotating on the display sign. They could have multiple little signs that add up to it. I don't know they're just other alternatives to the 32 square feet. I agree the 12 extra feet for each business is a bit much.
It's just, we don't want to create conflict with what we've already done.
Well, if we say it's 4 illuminated signs, it isn't a conflict.
All right, so we have plenty to review before the next meeting.
We do.
I'm gonna go back through, the Lanconia one. I want to check those A and B pieces that we left out. I want to see if they address
Some of this.
along with some of the other ones that we looked at.
As far as sizes of what the different pixels look like,
Yes,
I have a video from a long time ago, the
Okay.
first time the game came, and I can email it to Marty, and then you could email it to everybody.
perfect. Okay.
It's a link, it's on our RFA YouTube page that shows all the different pixel size, the same thing, it's like an eagle or a flag or something, and then it keeps getting finer and
Okay.
finer, so you'll see what I'm talking about.
Okay. No, that sounds great. Okay, I think we have plenty to look at before the next meeting.
Next meeting is,
We don't have any new business yet.
No.
I suspect we'll start seeing something eventually from planning or board of selectmen.
The implementation committee is gathering members now, so.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait to kind of hear from them, right? They'll give,
they'll
Perfect.
give you
Oh, this is the second one for this month. Okay.
Yes, this is.
perfect. Yeah, so our possible next meeting dates. So far, we have November 5th down.
November 5th.
Know why though?
What?
Course, the other ones are starting to move closer to holidays or something.
Mhm.
November 5th though, Marty, that's the day after elections, huh?
I know,
Are you gonna?
I mean, it is what it is.
Well, should we do
Because,
the 29th?
19th, the week before Thanksgiving, but I assumed that people would be.
yeah, we'll still be
possibly
here.
Going out of town or having their pet come, so that's why I didn't put it on.
Okay.
Obviously, if we can make it work, we can make it work, but.
I'm fine with that. I mean, it's really the weekend before the weekend of Thanksgiving, so it's quite a ways away.
Is it possible to go to the 29th? Or do we have to be first and
What,
third?
29th is a
I'm sorry,
Saturday.
no, of October. We have a 5th.
Oh, there's a 5th October, isn't
Yeah.
there?
October, that's what I'm saying.
Or, I mean, we don't have any rules against it, but the 5th of.
It'd be the 29th and then the 5th. So it'd be 2 in a row, which will be fine. I'm okay with that.
Just a suggestion. I mean, if you're trying to get things in, if you want to do that.
Well, I was trying to avoid the 5th,
Right.
which is why you
That's
suggested.
just why I suggested
29th.
the 29th
Yeah.
instead of the 5th,
We'll need
because
to accommodate, because I know how stressful the day after election.
Oh, okay, yeah, I keep forgetting that you've got election too.
Okay.
anyway, it's just a suggestion.
It's just- I know how much work there's
If,
after election day. Everybody thinks that once election's over, everybody's all, we're not. We're not.
so the 29th might be a possibility.
29th's good with me.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I think
Okay,
if everybody's comfortable, we can push for the 29th at 5.
okay.
If you'll email lovely Miss Carolyn,
I'll just verify that there's no.
Yep.
Anything else going on.
double check calendars and stuff for us there, that would be
And that way
great.
we don't have to meet
We
the
skip the
5th.
5th
Not, there's 19th.
and the 19th will be fine.
That's
Yeah.
fine. I mean, it's,
Okay,
if it was the 26th, it'd be in a different state.
Yeah.
That'd be like, no.
That one we wouldn't be doing.
no. The 19th is good.
Yes, yes.
So you have a couple of dates there, Marty, if that works for you. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
Motion by Val, second by Scott. All those in favor? That is unanimous. Thank you so much, folks. We're getting there. We're getting there.
nice to see things going to legal.
So this is.
Put that back. I borrowed it.